Hey y'all, welcome back to RPM West, the home of RPM in Roseville. 2 doors down from RPM East where we do the fiberglass and make a big mess. Got the brakes straightened out, got the metric rotor on the metric hub, on the English to metric bushing, just like we have our sprocket, thanks to Kim at PKT. She looks good. Spins real nice. Brakes work, stop on a dime, give you 5 cents change. So we're good to go. It spins real nice. It's real free, nothing rubbing, nothing. We had that Ripley rotor. Once she got hot and cracked like that, was warped and moving around and causing all kinds of trouble. So let me show you that. We'll put you down on the old Hoosier here. Here we go. Get my up close glasses on. You can see there's a lot of different. I don't know how you're looking there, but a lot of color to that bad boy, and it's solid, right? It's not cross drilled like one of our old ones. It doesn't even have the wipers on it like they used to back when we first ran these things with the B limiteds and stuff back in the day. There's the crack. It's right here. It's right on the edge of that that vent there. It looks like there's another one starting on the opposite side as well. It's just the first one, but I mean, you can see. Look at the color on it. You can see the heat sink to that thing. The little spots where in between each rib, where there's a vent, it's turning colors. So yeah, these carts are fast and they're heavy. And we use a lot of brakes. So when you use a lot of brakes, you create a lot of heat. Sometimes things break. Not knocking necessarily the Ripley product or Terry himself. He admitted he sent us a free one twice because the ones we bolted on back when he was really working on this, probably 6, 8 to maybe even 10 years ago. We had a lot of problems. I mean, the castings were bad. They cracked. You look at them wrong and they cracked. But, for the $170, $180, is it worth it? I don't think so. I mean, hell, you don't pay that much for an automobile rotor twice the darn size, and it's got to go 20, 30, 40,000 miles. That thing didn't go nowhere. So for 46 or 48 bucks or whatever we paid for this one here, she's not just vented, it's cross-drilled. Who knows? What we do know is we need to run air to it. Now that we've got the back of the car all enclosed, there's no circulating, reverbulating air, right? Is that a new word? Reverbulating? I like it, reverbulating. We don't have any reversion of air in the back of the car because the bodywork comes all the way back to here now. So, I think what we're going to need to do is make a scoop like we did for the intake or for the ignition. And just scoop us blow some air down in there. We obviously don't want to mess with anything in front of our radiator air box. So we may have to get a little creative, maybe a little higher and next to it or something. I don't know. We'll have to work on that. But generally, I run a far more front bias than rear. I'm a front brake breaker. I love my front brakes. To the point where I adjust them in until the front end shakes when I step on the brakes, and I just back it up a hair. I will prefer to put all my trust in my front brakes. I just don't like the rear end coming around. It's a very uneasy feeling. So that's where we're at. The gear from Grattan will work toot sweet at Nelson. It's the same gearing. Works good. If we need to change anything at all, we'll take the big tires off and put the smaller Hoosier 5-inch rim 710s on. Take off the 6-inch bead 650s, and that'll give us, a little smaller in diameter. It'll give us a little more punch off the giddy up, and it'll help it rev up at the top. We'll just have to wait till we get there to find out. Haven't done anything with the motor. We did take a look inside. She's still fresh as a daisy. She's got 18 laps on her, man, over there at Grattan, so she's ready to go. Everything looks good. So far, so good. We're going to get our water temp block, our new water temp sampling apparatus on. We bought the whole block, the probe, and everything. So the other one didn't do that. It didn't sit right in the stream like this one does. And it's literally here. Let me show you. It's going to go right here, right where that bushing is here, or that coupler is there that connects these two. We'll sample our water there right before it goes into the radiator, and you know, it's just downstream from the motor a little bit, but like I said before, let's be honest, that rubber hose it may as well just be a thermos. It's certainly not cooling anything off. So yeah, we ought to be okay. We just get the wiring and everything away from the motor and the coil and all the rest of the noise over there, and see what we got. So looking good. We're about 10 days out from Nelson. This car surely will be done. Big Thunder, we don't know. I mean, she's just about ready. I mean, really, we got to get the seat back in it and work on that headrest deal. We want to do the same thing we're thinking about doing with the headrest here. We're going to do in this car too. I really like that whole idea of propping it up in the back and then just having something to wrap around the back on the lower side of the helmet a little bit, just to keep your head from going side to side. So, and kind of the same premise of a funnel, right? Here's a funnel, right? If you were to take just a section of the funnel here, right? It's angled and it's round, right? And use to drop a helmet right in there, or a ball right in there, right? I mean, a ball sits right in there and stays. So theoretically, you know, 1/3 of that funnel around the back of your helmet with a little shelf to prop it up in the back and a bunch of padding, we should be good to go. So starting to get excited about Nelson. As you can see, I got the old school back brace on. Yeah, the back is acting up. It's not. Let me see up here. It's not my. It's not the fusion area. It's the lumbar directly above it. And the doctor told me, I've got buddies, Gary Cram, how you doing, G? Super G. He's had a bunch of his neck fused together. John, over in New Hampshire there, or on the East Coast, he's had extensive work done on his back. His back's been botched up forever. So they'll be the first ones to tell you when you get stuff like that put together. The next weak link is as soon as the fusing stops. You know, none of that stuff can tweak and bend and hinge anymore. It's going to move all as one. So it's all going to start moving from the very first spot it's available, which is going to be my L3, which is the third one up from your tailbone. You know, so it's giving me some trouble. It hurts, you know, but it is what it is. It doesn't hurt the legs. There's no nerve or muscle issues there. So we're going to run it. We're going to run it, man. We're going to get the suit. We're getting in the car. We're going to run it. So that's the plan. We'll bring you some more in the next few days. Rich is going to be doing a little welding on the back doors of the trailer, the hinge area to get the hinges going. We won't get the trailer painted and all doctored up in the new logo, the new livery, and all that stuff before Nelson. But we can only do what we can do. We've only got so many days to do it. So maybe for Gingerman in September. You never know. That's it from Racing Roseville and RPM Worldwide. We're out here doing it, man. Bad back and all. We love y'all. We're praying for you. God bless.